Hi guys, this is Kenya. Welcome back to Kenya's Decor Corner. So today I'm super excited to participate in a tag. I was tagged by Hannah at Hanna's Daily Life to participate in a Get to Know Me tag. Now this tag was originally started by Diana with She Leaves a Little Sparkle. So I'll encourage you guys to go visit both of their channels to check them out. And let's get started. Now this is the first time I participated in a tag, so I'm gonna see how this goes, and but I think it'll be great for you guys to get to know me a bit. And before I start, I will say that I'm sipping on a little bit of warm tea. It's not really hot anymore, but it's Snapple peach iced tea that I use for my Keurig, and I mix that with a little bit of this Yogi green tea. Is blueberry green tea. So yeah, so every now and again you might see me take a sip of tea because it's gotten a little chilly here, and so I just wanted to have something warm to drink. So let's get started. There are 16 questions in this tag, and so I'm going to try to get through these pretty quickly because I have another event to get to in just a little bit. So let's get started. Now the first question is, are you named after anyone? And the answer to that is no, I'm not. I'm named after a country, the country Kenya in Africa, but not a person, so no. And I actually have a cousin that's named after me, but nope, I'm not named after anyone. Second question is, where are you from? So I was born in Hawaii, and I grew up in Mobile, Alabama. Shout out to Mobile, whoop whoop. But now we live in Houston, Texas, and we've lived here for many years. So Houston is basically my second home. Number three, which of your parents are you most like? I would have to say I am very much like my mom, especially according to my sister, who says that we are exactly the same. So I would definitely say my mom. Number four, what is my favorite food? Well, I really like a variety of foods, but I have to say that probably my favorite would be Chinese food. I really like Chinese food a lot. I don't eat it as much now as I used to in the past, because it seemed like at one point we were having Chinese food like every weekend. So much so that the restaurant that we would always go to started giving us a discount as frequent flyers. So yeah, I would say Chinese food is probably my most favorite. Excuse me. And then number five is, what is your favorite pastime? So just like everyone, I'm busy, very busy. So when I'm not working full time, taking care of my family, involved with church, or doing YouTube, then I love gardening. That is something that I really enjoy doing. For me, gardening is an opportunity to just escape everything, like not think about anything, just really focus in on the now and that moment, and really just relax. So gardening for me, although it is work, it is very relaxing, and it's an opportunity for me to really kind of disconnect from everything and just focus on that task at hand. So that's my favorite thing to do. And number six is, what is your favorite childhood memory? So considering it's Christmas time and we're just a couple of days away, we're at Christmas Eve. I would say my most favorite childhood memory would probably be one year my mom got a live Christmas tree for my sister and I. And when we came home from school, the tree was there at the house, and the whole house smelled like live evergreen tree. And so we decorated the tree, and afterwards, while we were decorating and my mom was cooking, after we had dinner, we baked cookies and left cookies out for Santa. And I can remember my sister and I dancing around the tree after we finished the decorations, singing Christmas carols and everything. And we eventually fell asleep, like right under the tree, just looking at it. So that's probably one of my fondest childhood memories, especially related to the holiday season. So let's see here. That was number six. So number seven is, what is your favorite snack? My favorite snack would have to be chips. And unfortunately, chips are not good for you, and I should not be eating chips as much as I like to eat them. But chips are one of my favorite snacks. The other favorite snacks I like is Famous Amos cookies with pecans. Oh my goodness, those are so delicious. I mean, literally at one point I thought that I was like addicted to these chocolate chip cookies. So much so that I had to just stop buying them altogether because I was eating like a box a day, and obviously my waistline showed it. So I really had to cut back on that, and I've cut back a lot on chips too. But chips is probably one of my favorite snacks. My favorite chip also is the Cheetos. I love those. And my second favorite is Funyuns. And that's kind of embarrassing to say, but I love Funyun chips. So, alrighty, number 8 is what's your favorite team? So, I'm not really big into sports anymore. I used to be a huge Houston Rockets fan. I mean, like, huge, huge. Um, like in high school and through college, I was a huge fan. And around that time is when the Rockets won their back-to-back championships. So I would go to their draft party. I went to the parades when they won the championships. So I could remember one year at Christmas, my mom got me tickets to the Rockets game, and I was so excited. That was probably the best Christmas ever. And I also had a Rockets watch. Like, she got me a watch that had the Rockets on the front of it, and that was really cool. So that was probably for me the best Christmas. I got a Rockets watch and a Rockets tickets to go to a game, and that was my first basketball game ever. So that was amazing. So I really enjoyed that. So that's my favorite team. But I'm not really, like I said, big into sports anymore. I do still watch the Rockets, and my husband is a huge Rockets fan. So I do still watch them. But as it relates to football, my husband was a fan of the Baltimore Ravens. And since Ray Lewis retired, he's no longer a fan of them. So now his team is the Seattle Seahawks. And because I'm a ride or die, I'm with who he's with. So now my favorite football team is the Seattle Seahawks. Yep. And I like the quarterback too. Shoots. I can't think of his name now, but he's married to Sierra. I think he's a really nice guy. He's a Christian, and so I really like him. Sorry, I can't think of his name. Darn it. But anyway, so I'm a fan of the Seahawks. Now let's see here. Number 9 is, do you prefer cats or dogs? Dogs all the way. I really don't like cats at all. At all. I'll share with you guys a quick story. In high school, I worked at a pet store. It was called Pet Foods Plus inside the mall. And I was caring for the animals, like, we have to feed them and clean out their cages or whatever. And so there was a glass display case that had cats in it. And so I was there changing out their food and water, and I turned my back to the case, and I left the glass door open to get the food. And one of the kittens jumped out onto my back and slid down. Now, it didn't really break the skin, but I mean, you can imagine how much that hurt. And it scared me because, my back was to it. So ever since then, I don't have anything to do with cats. I don't like cats at all. I think they look cute in pictures and things like that, and I'm not going to run away from a cat, like if I go visit someone and they have a cat in their house, but I just don't like cats. I don't like that they have to use a litter box. It's not for me. Dogs, 100%. Now, let's see. Number 10 is, are you afraid of heights? Nope, not at all. I love traveling. I love flying. I've been zip lining before. That was probably the highest I've ever been, like off the ground when I wasn't like on a flight. Well, no, actually, we also visited the Sears Tower in Chicago. Now, that was a kind of surreal experience. But I wouldn't say, no, I don't think I'm afraid of heights. Let's see here. Number 11 is, what was your first book you ever read? Wow. Well, I have no idea, honestly. I'm going to assume it was probably something by Dr. Seuss. Because I do remember growing up as having a collection of Dr. Seuss books, but I don't know which one. Maybe green eggs and ham. Maybe Cat in the Hat. I don't know. Um, let's see here. Number 12 is, what is your favorite genre of music? Well, I'm going to have to say Christian music. I love Christian gospel music. That's the only thing I listen to in my car. Here in Houston, we used to have Yolanda Adams. She had a gospel radio station, which they no longer have that anymore. Um, but so we have KSBJ and their sister station, which is called Engine Radio. And so I listen to both of those in the car like all the time. Of course, I like R&B, but I don't listen to it that much anymore. Now I love jazz music. So we don't have a jazz station here in Houston either. So of course on satellite radio you can get anything that you want, but and so sometimes I'll switch out to those channels, but for the most part, like just local radio stations, I listen to those two Christian stations that I mentioned. But I love jazz music also. Now let's see here. Number 13, what's your favorite subject in school? Well, I don't know. Probably I would have to say maybe English. I've always liked writing. Um, I did pretty good in math up to a certain point. With science, I did pretty good. History, I was okay, but never really like a fan of history as it relates to high school. Now, once I got to college and I started working on my MBA, I realized that I really enjoyed law, so much so that I was considering I'm going back to school to get my Juris Doctorate, which, then I got married and had a baby and our family expanded. So now I'm not that interested in that anymore. I guess if I were to go back to school now, it would probably be to maybe like a seminary to get a master's in divinity. Yeah, that's kind of been on my heart for the last maybe year or so. So that might be something I'll consider. Now, let's see. Number 14. Do you have any tattoos? Yes, I have one. That was my mistake in college. Everybody was young and dumb at one point. And so I do have a butterfly tattoo. Let's see here. Number 15. What is your best physical feature? Well, I would have to say, and a lot of people have said this to me too, is that I have a nice smile. And I would have to say, I agree. I do think my smile is very nice. So that's what I would say is my best physical feature. And let's see here. What is your biggest accomplishment? Well, outside of marrying my husband, which he was a real blessing to me and to my family, I would say just, finishing up school. After I finished my bachelor's degree, I took 10 years off before I decided to go back to get my master's. So I think that was an accomplishment for me to actually decide to go back and finish what I had started. So I wanted to be an example to my older son, and at that time I didn't know I was going to have a toddler, but I wanted to be an example to him to help him to understand that although sometimes we have roadblocks or stumbling blocks, we just have to keep pushing forward and eventually you'll reach your goal. So that's probably my best accomplishment that I can think of right off the top. And that was it. That was number 16. Yay. So now we're asked to tag other people. So I'm excited about this part of this video because I would like to tag a couple of ladies that I've been following and that have been following me, but I've been following them and I think they have amazing channels. And like me, they're kind of new to YouTube or they're still growing their channel. And so I would love it if you guys would go out and support them. And that would be, I don't know what I did with my little list. It's Angela's Hangout is one of the channels. So go check her out. She does a lot of shop with me's, which I love because I can see what's out there before I go out looking. Go by Home, Body, and Soul by Florissa. She has a beautiful taste. Her videos are always nice, so I really love watching her videos. And also check out Hosted by Chrissy. Chrissy does a lot of DIYs and home decor like myself as well. So I really love her channel also. So I would encourage you guys to check out their channels. I will have their links listed below. And I'll also have listed below the links for Hannah's channel and to Diana's channel with She Leaves a Little Sparkle. And again, thank you, Hannah, so much for inviting me to participate in this tag. It's been a lot of fun, and I hope you guys have enjoyed it. Be sure to subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. Be sure to click that thumbs up button to like this video, and also feel free to share this video if you like. Leave any comments below. Let me know what you guys think. Alrighty guys, thanks so much. Merry Christmas, Happy New Year, and see ya next time. Bye bye.